The following podcast contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion advised.
And although we joke, if you or someone you know is affected by or a victim of domestic violence, dial 1-800-799-7233 or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, thehotline.org.
But it's always the husband, it's always the husband, it's always the husband, how can it be?
Hi, everybody. This is Sarah.
And this is Megan.
You're listening to It's Always the Husband podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you for being patient. We had stuff going on, so we couldn't get out our regular Tuesday.
We're a day late.
Yeah.
And $1 short.
We're several dollars short.
Yeah.
And several utensils short of a drawer.
We are. So thanks for listening. This is a true crime podcast. Also a touch of comedy. So take a listen. You're along for the ride.
Right.
Sarah, it's the end of a deodorant tester year.
Not yet, though. There's still long suffering.
We have 1 week.
Nope. 2, 3, and 2.5. That's still fucking too long.
Yeah. Wait, we have 4 days next week.
Yeah.
And then 3 days or 4 days?
Well, 4, really. We have to show up.
Some half days. Yeah.
Yep. We still have to be physically in the area.
Yeah, you do. And I get to pack up not 1 but 2 classrooms.
You don't get to stay in that one
because we do not. I have a year 2 and a year 1 classroom in the Ville.
Oh,
and we're giving up. Yeah, our whole school is shutting down.
So you have to do everything in the one.
I have to
classroom,
yes.
Or do you get another space?
We'll have a space in the new deodorant testing facility, but I have to pack everything up. So that's going to be fun. So we, because of our shitty weeks, we like to find something that gets us through. We call it our glitter in the shitter.
Yeah, we literally had a shitty week because we had a deodorant literally shit in the toilet paper dispenser.
I don't understand the pooping. Like, remember when we were talking, I don't know, a year ago about that lady who was jogging and just pooping in people?
Why people poop in unusual spots? That's a weird issue mentally.
I can't even poop in a public bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, even with a stall. If I have to go and have a raging case of diarrhea, I can't even go in a public restroom with a door shut and no one else in there because I'm terrified someone's going to walk in. What are
we're
people
having
doing?
A poop issue.
No.
Where the poop is either being smeared on the wall physically or the poop is being taken out and put physically into different items.
That ain't right.
I think it maybe is a TikTok thing. I don't know why else it would happen unless there's severe mental illness. It's a masked bandit still on the loose.
This is ridiculous.
So a literal shitty week.
Yeah.
That's why I'm counting down the days.
Yeah. So what got you through this week?
The show The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, I don't have HBO.
I know. I am almost done with it, and it's been a delight.
I just remembered.
You did?
My kids.
Oh, I'm glad.
Okay.
But yes, I've enjoyed it. I've finished season 3 and I just have season 4, which is the last season of the show.
So are you a Walter Goggins fan now?
Well, I have known who he was because I watched The Shield way back 900 years ago, and he was on that show.
Is that the one with the bald guy?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was
Chickless or something? Yeah.
And he was on that as like a shady character then. And so I'd always known who he was, and he was on Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, he was? Yeah, I never watched any of those.
As a side character. So I'd always known who he was, but he'd always played serious, very serious characters.
Okay.
So I'd never really seen him do just absolutely bonkers, funny characters. And he can do that extremely well, like insane, crazy, funny characters. So it's just so crazy. It's right up my alley. I love it.
And I had a deodorant tell me last week that he said, have you ever watched The Righteous Gemstones? And I said, what do you think? I'm a teacher. I don't have HBO or whatever it's on. So I said, no, but he said, do you know who, it must be some auxiliary character on the show. And he said, you are exactly like that guy. And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, because you're like faces and crazy in the way you talk, you're just like him. But he said the name of the actor. If I tell you, will you
maybe
tell
what's
me
the name
if
of
it
the
was
actor?
a compliment or not? It's Adam Devine's character.
Oh, well, you know Adam Devine.
Yeah,
he was
I knew who he was from.
Yeah.
Workaholics or whatever.
I mean,
but what does he do? Do I
he's
act
one
like
of the
him?
well, like he's like the brother. Yeah, I guess because I think that's a compliment because he's super sarcastic in this show.
All right.
And everything that's stupid, he like is, gives a face like that's fucked up.
Oh, well, must be
I would
my
say
normal
yes.
face every morning when I have my 48
all
boys.
of his sarcasm is on his face. Like if everything's really stupid that his brother or sister does, it's on his face.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would be a compliment, I
think.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah.
I feel better. It's just because when the boys tell me
if something stupid happens,
like, oh my God.
if something stupid happens, it's on his face as this is dumb. He doesn't hide his feelings.
I got it.
Yeah. No, I would take it as a compliment.
All right. That's awesome. So I just remembered mine, but now I'm wondering if you already said this one or not. But you know how last summer I did my Bridgerton walks and I walked through Bridgerton and then I started doing Younger on my walks with Hilary Duff and that lady
I didn't know that one.
Who's screwing the Wolverine guy now.
Oh, what's her name? Sutton or Mutton?
Yeah, Sutton Foster. yeah. But now I decided to try Poker Face.
Oh, I did do that one, but do you like it?
Did you say it as your glitter?
I did once.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
I'm glad you did.
Okay, I do love it.
Yeah.
I love her.
Isn't it weird, though?
Yes.
I mean, it's a weird show, but it's
totally
intriguing.
quirky.
Yeah.
And she's so...
Yeah, she's a different character because she's not... Because it's not
cool.
what you think, really.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my new...
Because she's not like totally a Jessica Fletcher. Because she's kind of a... Yeah. It's not what you think. But you root for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I haven't gotten I'm not even halfway through the first season.
Right.
But I'm totally I'm hooked. So I loved it.
I know, it's a good one.
Yeah.
And it's just a little silly,
Right. It's something
but it's
light,
unique.
but murdery.
Yeah. Right. And it's different.
Yeah.
I know, it's cute.
It is really
And
good.
she's just likable.
Yes. And it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
And so
I do. I'm glad you watched that one.
Yeah.
Good.
I am really enjoying it. So that's
I know,
what
and she's got like
through.
a 70s vibe and
yes.
I know. I like her whole thing.
I know.
My goodness.
I always wish I was brave enough to wear my hair curly like that.
I know. Well, she has also stylists and do her hair constantly. I know. Wouldn't you just
bangs?
To have free hair like that?
Yeah.
And it's just.
I also listened to her on Jason Bateman and Will Arnett and Sean. What's that one called? Smartless.
Yeah.
Yeah. They interviewed her and it was a good interview too. So I was kind of like listening to that a while ago. It was like 6 months ago or something. And then I just decided I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. I like her and I liked that. I like that show.
I do want to watch The Righteous Gemstones too,
it has some penis in it. Lots of penis right in your face. But
Danny McBride's penis?
No, lots of other penis.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if his penis is in it because I still have some episodes to go. But so far, no.
I really
I don't think so.
I loved...
There's lots of nudity.
Yeah, we used to die of the drunk histories.
Yeah.
And that was Danny McBride.
Yeah. I mean, and he Jamie wanted to watch Eastbound and Down, which is a show he did.
Yeah.
We haven't started that.
Yep. I haven't watched that either.
He did Vice. Was it Vice Principals? Also with Walter Goggins. I have not watched that either.
And Pineapple Express I didn't like, but I don't love he did Vice Principals. I'm looking now.
But there's lots of nudity. But it's so fun. I mean, it's just, there's so many parts where you just it's so crazy that you just are laughing so hard because it's just like like insane bonkers. Just like a Three Stooges, like a physical pratfall like mess you're watching.
Yeah.
Like it's just so funny.
Which we love.
Yeah.
That's a Jack Tripper.
It's a Jack Tripper.
Yeah.
All like everything turns into Jack Tripper.
Yes.
Like, and just everything goes wrong and turns into Jack Tripper constantly.
And that's our favorite.
Yeah. So we also have social media, Facebook, Instagram. And we have a Facebook group with lots of funny fuckers all over. And they put lots of funny stuff on, and they say nice messages that make my day. Really nice things, even when I'm feeling like I can't make it another minute.
I can't even check my socials. Then somebody posts something funny, and it's all better.
I know, or really nice messages. How we make
this week
people feel better, and that makes me feel better. Like, oh my gosh, okay, if I can at least doing that and making someone feel better, I feel like have a purpose to
this week we had a couple of shout outs
more day
of just like, hey, I've been listening forever, and I'm
helping people through something. I could be someone else's Trailer Park Boys made my day. Really, it does, because it's just some days I don't know. You can't get through to the people right in front of you. It's just chaos, and you're talking to nothing, and you just feel sometimes like, why am I making these choices in life? But then it's like, okay, maybe I am. My hard work is at least affecting someone and making someone smile.
So thanks for those shout-outs,
that helps
everyone.
Immensely, like with my mental health.
And we love to hear.
It does.
We love to hear from you.
Yeah.
I feel like you're my friends. I'm always like, my friend from the Facebook group, and then my husband's
we do
like, what
say
the fuck is wrong with you?
But no, it just helps to hear, like, okay, we're not just farting into the wind. Someone actually
Tay in the
winds us.
So what was your favorite Facebook
I had
funny?
two. I laughed very much at Kylie D, who had that dumbass cat. It was trapped in the boards and survived on beer for 3 weeks.
How did
I didn't
that
know
happen?
how that was possible, but the cat looked fine. And then she wrote hams. And the cat, I think you can survive just on hams for 3 weeks.
The cat looked almost fat.
Yeah. The cat was totally fine just surviving on hams for 3 weeks. Like, ain't no thing. I survived on hams. Who can't survive on hams for 3 weeks? Anybody? Like, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then Lauren Webster wrote about the horrific car detailing ad.
Oh my God.
Where the blood bath car got cleaned.
How?
Maybe not show that cleaning as your ad. I'm assuming they maybe put a dead deer in there instead of a dead body, or there was a murder
that
in the
they
car.
weren't concerned about.
But why show, or someone had their period real bad? Why are you showing that for your car detailing ad? A bloodbath. I mean, it's, if you can get that out, that's real good work. But that's alarming. I don't want to see that. Or just like if you clean curtains or carpet and your ad is this bloodbath room and then you cleaned it. I have more questions and comments.
But
I guess.
why would you even post that? I don't understand.
And people want to know what was the deal with the bloody car. They're going to call you up and say, whose bloody car was that? What happened? Who was murdered in that car?
Right.
Or what bloody item was placed in that car?
I mean,
what did you use to get all the blood out?
I'm glad you thought about a deer because I just went straight to murder. I'm like, nothing else.
Maybe a roadkill was put in there, but why are you picking up the roadkill to eat it? stuff it?
Yeah, it's not right.
Was it like Tommy Boy and the deer flew through the windshield and then was still alive? I don't
Blood
know.
all over. I don't know.
This is alarming.
But
and then
it
to
was
put on a
alarming.
marketplace.
Yeah.
No, that's inappropriate.
Yeah. The whole thing was awful. Mine was because I am heading to Arizona in a couple days.
Why are you doing that?
Because my friend Emily's getting married.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. And so the Hubs and I are flying down there on Saturday and coming back Tuesday. So I guess next week we're going to be a day late and $1 short too.
That's okay.
But anyway, I'm going down there. So I've never been to Arizona.
Oh, I have a couple times. It's lovely.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I've never been. And so I'm trying to get excited.
Where in Arizona are you going?
All things Arizona.
To Tombstone.
Cacti.
Oh, they're pretty.
So my favorite post this week was Jeanette Muck put the cactus that had like 2 cacti that looked like legs, and then the flower was right where the crotch would be, and it literally was a vagina cactus.
Or a butthole, if you saw it.
Or a
that way.
butthole. I saw vaginas.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was our favorite episode where the lady's legs were straight up in the air and she was floating upside down with her vag hanging out.
Vag out.
This cactus literally
Was vag
reenacted
out.
that scene.
Where, you were found with your vag out in the water.
Yeah.
Of all things.
And this cactus
represented
too
that her.
was caught with its crotch out.
Vag out of the dirt.
Yep.
That's another way you don't want to be caught buried with your vag out.
No.
Oh.
No. I'm flying into Phoenix and we're
that's
staying
nice.
in Mesa. Yeah.
That will be very lovely. It's pretty. Very pretty area.
And really hot, I heard.
But they say it's a dry heat.
I don't know
I
what
don't
that
know
means.
the difference, but it's hot.
I mean, I'm hoping it just means my hair will look okay.
Yeah, well, because it's not like Florida.
Right. Okay, great.
I think it's very pretty.
I'm excited. I'll take pictures, and I got a new dress, and I'm going to try to rock it.
It'll be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I'm excited to go.
I have 2 weekends where I'm gone in June, the beginning of June. I guess I got to figure that out.
Where are you going?
Well, Jamie makes trips and he tells me about them after they're already booked, and he invites other people.
No!
And I'm the last one he tells. And so I had plans on the Friday, and I had even changed my plans.
What are they?
Well, he booked a cabin and asked Rachel and our parents, and then asked me last. And I said, I have things to do like this Friday. I have appointments, and I guess I have to change them. And why am I the last one to know? Like, you already booked it and made plans with all these people and didn't even tell me about it. And so, I'm like, I can't go that day. I have all these things. And one was getting my hair dyed.
Oh my
I have to do
God.
that. And one was my vag laser. And I'm like, I have to do that because you have to get it at a certain weeks apart. And so we have to go after. I mean, like, how come you don't? Whose husband makes plans and then you're invited last, if at all? And then I have a wedding in Chicago, like the week after that. That's why I had to get the hair done.
Huh.
So we'll have to figure.
We never
something
do
out.
anything, and then
all of a sudden at once.
all of a sudden we're doing
No.
all the things.
It's always how it is. And then I have nothing.
Yeah, right.
All right, should we start?
Let's start.
Forensic Files 2. I forget that there is a Forensic Files 2. And I haven't watched the whole 4th season. So there maybe is some other ones.
More husband murders?
Maybe there is, because this was just episode 1.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch the rest. So maybe there is another one.
I mean, these are our favorites.
Yeah.
This is like our bread and butter.
It is.
It's what
They're the best ones, I think.
Yeah.
So this is Forensic Files 2, Season 4, Episode 1. It's called The Maidenwater Murder.
Yes.
And it's fucked.
Really fucked.
I mean, just so odd this one is. So we're going all the way back in time to April 1998.
Yes.
I was fresh out of college. Did I get married this year?
Oh,
98? I think I did the
God.
first time. What a shitty thing.
I think I got divorced the first time in 1998.
What an asshole.
We were both assholes.
What a shitty year.
We real dumb.
Oh, that is a dumb thing to do. 98 was a year of the shit brain.
It really was.
Well, we're going to another very beautiful state. But again, I think a lot fucked state. Maybe South Central Utah.
Maybe.
Utah looks gorgeous. My God.
Yeah.
It looks really pretty. But I feel like sometimes people in Utah.
Well,
But what do I know?
I don't know.
But you didn't go to Utah. Our friends went to Utah and they had a blast, didn't they?
I have not been gone to Utah. You didn't go either when they all
No.
went? Oh, yeah, I've never been. I'm not a go out west person. This is my first time in Arizona.
I love out west.
I've only been to California once in my whole entire life. I went to Palm Springs. That's it.
I love the West and the Southwest.
I went to Jackson Hole once because my sister-in-law lived there.
Hole.
But all right. So this was
that area
familiar
is
to me.
My favorite.
That's great.
I know.
Yeah.
It is great, but not for this. Hell. So again, there's this husband and wife driving together. Who knows where? Because there's shit all in this area.
Right.
What are they doing? What do you talk about for all this time in the car? Hopefully they're listening to Book on Tape.
I don't know.
I hope they are. They're listening to some John Grisham on tape. Because what do you talk about with your husband in the middle of nowhere, Utah driving? Nothing.
Like caves or plateaus?
You can talk about a plateau. That'll take up 10 minutes maybe.
Mormons?
Well, I guess
Soda?
Mormon and pop.
Soda, yeah.
That's a conversation for 20
Sure.
minutes.
Yeah.
But this will take, they see something on the side of the road. And I bet the wife said, stop, there's a body there. And the husband went, it's not a body. You're always pointing out bodies on the side of the road, you dumb bitch. But the wife made the husband stop. And right by the side of the road is wrapped up in plastic, totally looking like a body. It was a body. And not like far. It was by the side of the road because it was a scenic area. You could see in the picture like one of those signs where if you stop, the sign says, here's a plateau butte,
Scenic overlook.
Scenic butte butte.
Yeah.
This is Snake Butte.
Yeah.
And it was right by the sign. So it was like right by the road. It wasn't hidden.
No.
And it was literally like the classic wrapped in plastic, body-shaped, rope-tied body.
Yeah.
Dumped by the side of the road. And so this body...
In a carpet.
Yes.
It reminded me of the movie with Diane Lane where he gets killed with the...
oh, yeah. The snow globe.
Yeah. And they just rolled him up in the carpet.
No, that was Clint Eastwood. It was Unforgivable? No, in for something like that.
It's
something.
What was it called? God damn it. I'll look it up. Farfignugan. Okay. Anyway, yes.
So it's totally out in the open and totally looks like a body, and it is a body. So the body is wrapped in plastic, tied in 1,000 knots of rope.
Unfaithful.
God, why couldn't we think that?
That wasn't even hard.
Idiots. Shoved in a sleeping bag, but then the sleeping bag's wrapped in one of those shitty kid car mats with the roads on it.
Like
you put
a
your
carpet.
Cards on. Yes.
Yeah, that you buy for your kids, and then they put their little
dumbass
Hot
cars
Wheels on it. And
Yeah.
it has like roads and whatever.
And then the head is totally covered in duct tape. And then I think that was it. Then maybe she's tied in more knots. So it's literally like the classic body covered in a plastic bag. They found that the body had been shot in the head, a single shot. So at least hopefully it was quick for the victim. But then it said the victim had a bra and a panties. And why do they always say panties? I never have said panties once. I don't say panties. I say underwear.
Yeah. Yeah.
anyone, I mean, do people really say panties?
I hope not.
And why do the narrator says panties? Do the medical people and the detectives say panties? I feel like they say panties, but does women say panties?
No.
They say underwear. I hate that word.
I call mine grandmas. Yeah.
I mean, does anyone really say panties? We'd have to get feedback from that. I can't stand that word, panties.
It's
I
awful.
guess.
Yeah.
So estimating the time of death for this victim is near impossible because the victim had been frozen.
So now you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And we get this reporter from the Salt Lake Tribune, and I just wrote, you know what? She's from Utah, so I'm going to give her a pass. Yeah. She's being, just real, what's the word? Not flashy. She's being real modest. Her name's Colby Peterson.
Well,
if
she is Mormon, they have to be modest, right? They have to dress modestly.
But they can,
unless you're a real housewife.
She can take a comb to her curls.
She could.
And just brush it out.
Yeah.
But she also could put a little pep in her step. She spoke like she was Frankenstein's bride. Like no real, I mean, she was being professional, but get a little bit of a personality. But you know what, Colby, I feel like you reported well.
You reported the hell out of this, Colby.
You did. She says that maybe this was this Kathy McKay, who also was a crime scene analyst, who liked to just say the real obvious. But she also...
This person was dead.
Yes. But the IDing of the victim was very tough because the fingertips were cut off. And at least it was done after she died, thank goodness. But they feel that the wrapping obviously took time. The duct tape around the face, cutting off the fingerprints, stuffing it in the rug, then in the sleeping bag, then in the plastic and all the goddamn knots, and putting it in a freezer for God knows how long, and then driving it to the middle of nowhere, Utah, and dumping it. So the killer had to have privacy, had to have time.
A giant
freezer. And then the analyst said they had to know what they were doing. I don't think so, really, because it looked like this is a shit show.
They just had to not be a complete psycho panic attack.
Right.
Like if one of us killed someone, we'd be like, oh my God. And we would just like keel over and have a heart attack and
They
die.
just had overwrapping, and then they throw it out in the middle of nowhere, but right by the road where anyone could see it.
Yeah.
And then it said the analyst lady, they didn't want to leave ton of evidence, but they left a ton of evidence. She was wrapped in like 17,000 things. That's all evidence, really. But anyway, the victim, they said, was 5 feet, but then it said anywhere from 5'2" to 5'4". Someone who's 5'4" doesn't want to be called a 5 foot. Give her those inches. And
I don't understand why they don't know exactly how tall she is.
I mean, I feel like they can measure a body.
Yeah, you could just take a tape measure.
Can't they?
What's wrong with these people?
I know. And then they said she had brown hair, brown eyes, but she has a mole on her ear. So that's an identifying point. But other than that, they don't know who, what, where, why she is. They have no idea.
Right.
And then they sketch her face. I swear to God, Mary Ingalls did it.
Not very nice.
It was absolutely like a boardwalk caricature.
It looked
this was horrible.
When Janet from Three's Company got a perm.
It was horrible. It was like they had a person that was unsighted and felt her face and drew.
Yeah.
They were not looking at the same face.
But also the hair was the worst.
Oh, it was absolutely
part,
not right.
No.
It was, the hair wasn't even right at all.
Not even close.
Well, she had straight, longer, shoulder-length hair, and they drew her with a big-ass clown wig.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Like she was Ronald McDonald in drag. Come on.
I mean, maybe they were trying to make up for the fact that her face was literally packed in duct tape. So they were maybe thinking like, oh, it really got smashed down by this duct tape. But it's the 80s and most people wear their hair like a poodle. But
it was 98.
Oh,
and she had straight hair.
She did. It was inappropriate.
This was a fuckery.
Yeah.
They fucked her up.
Yeah.
So they put the fucked up picture and anything they can into an FBI database and say, we didn't get any hits. Well, no shit. You might as well put in a picture of Mr. Furley and you'd get more hits. What in the hell are they doing? So they try to get prints off the duct tape and the knots and all that, and they can't get shit off it at that time. And they call her the Maidenwater victim because I guess she's found by the Maidenwater spring. There wasn't shit for water around there, but maybe there was. I don't know. So years go by, which is sad when you find out what happens, but years and years go by, and they said they exhausted every lead. And I say, really? You didn't do shit all?
No, they didn't.
So they put all evidence into storage, and we get to 2008, 10 years later. They try to test the knots again and get some touch DNA, and they get shit. So these knots in the rope, though, are kind of complicated. And the detectives say, you know what? There's this dick named Scott Kimball. He's in jail. He killed like 4 women. And he had a similar motive. He tied complicated knots and he drove a frozen delivery truck. He delivered into Utah and he sometimes did sleeping bag stuff. I bet he did it, but he's in the jail. And then they go like another year. And then they're like, should we go talk to Scott about these knots? I guess we could. And then they go talk to Scott. I'm like, bitch, why didn't you talk to him right away about the knots? If you thought.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Well, and then they go, yeah.
He ties knots. Hey, murderer, do you tie knots? What kind of knots do you tie? Like, what in the fuck?
Well, and then they go talk to Scott, and Scott says, you dumb cunts. Anybody can learn how to tie a fucking knot. I learned it in the dumbass Boy Scouts. Don't you think anyone else could tie a fucking knot and learn it from anywhere?
Tie knots in my shoelaces so they wouldn't come undone.
And he said, it wasn't me. So you're wasting time. Go try to figure out who else it was. And he's like, the knots aren't even look the same. And then they showed the women this guy killed. They were so pretty. Like, what an asshole this guy
really
was.
Beautiful.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But Scott just calls him like, fuckers, you're wasting all your time. It wasn't me. And I just learned how to tie these fucking knots, like, from just living life. Go fuck off. So then the case becomes cold forever again until this woman named Mandy Hart, who's a regular just gal like us, a regular woman.
She's like everyone who listens to this podcast.
She just
obviously gorgeous.
Yeah. She likes true crime, and so she just dicks around on the internet.
Yeah.
And she goes to this web sleuth website and she reads about this case and finds that, this unidentified body is found, and they actually she's kind of keyed onto it because they finally decide to release the Maidenwater victim's actual autopsy face photo. You know, she's dead, but since she was frozen, she actually looks, pretty good. She looks like she's sleeping, but
exactly.
It's her real face, which again is not the Ronald McDonald sketch that they had previously
with Janet's perm.
Yes. And so Mandy Hart says you rarely get, a picture of the body with
or the dead face.
Right, the dead face.
Alarming.
Yes. With an unidentified body.
Yes.
And so she thought, I'm going to dick around and kind of just see what I can do. And so she logs into a website called Name Us, which the police use and regular people can use. And I guess it's where you can find missing people or unidentified people or missing people cases and look up missing people cases.
Yeah.
And that one crime analyst goes, I use it all the time. And I wanted to say, liar, you didn't use shit. But then Mandy goes and she looks up cases on NamUs, and she puts in, 5'2", 5'4", 110, brown hair, brown eyes, all these things that match the Maidenwater victim. And she finds 8 to 10 matches of her physical qualities and everything that matches about her case or whatever, of all the information they have. And then she takes the pictures of the missing women when they were alive and one by one goes through them and compares them to the picture of the deceased Maidenwater victim. And after doing like 6 of them, what do you know? She finds a fucking match. She finds a missing woman named Lina Geddes, whose photo and mole on her ear is a fucking match to the deceased victim, Maidenwater victim, with the mole on her ear.
Yes.
And they are a match. So after spending whatever time on the internet going through that, this regular person figured it out, and the cops couldn't do that in one day?
Right.
What in the hell?
I don't know.
So she figured out that Lina Geddes, she was from Ohio, which is odd because she was found in Utah. But she was found in Utah 12 days after Lina disappeared.
Yes.
So Lina was in Ohio. 12 days later, after she disappeared in Ohio, she was found as the Maidenwater victim. So 12 days she had been missing.
Yes.
Why the hell couldn't they have just done this? If you use
why was it so hard?
Why
I know.
couldn't you've done this
That's
shit?
why I'm like, why does some random gorgeous lady who's just like
Yeah.
us figure this out? And she's not even a fucking detective.
She did it one day while just boozing it on her porch.
She has a day job and probably 13 kids and a husband, and she's like, take me away, and is
I
just
can't
doing
even.
this.
And so she's like, I guess I'll call Ohio and tell them I found her.
Yes.
And so she calls the cold case of Youngstown, Ohio, where Lina's from. And this Detective Sweeney answers, and she says, well, I found this woman who's missing.
Yes.
And he says, oh, I think you did. And so they find her family members, get some DNA, and yes, it's her. The Maidenwater victim is Lina Geddes. So they try to learn about her from her family members, and I guess she was this ballet dancer. They show a real photo of her. She's this lovely woman that had a degree. She was very successful and smart. But the one thing she did is 2 years before she went missing, she married this 900-year-old
Why was he so old?
So he had all feet in the grave and his arms and his shoulders. She
Part
married
of his chin,
a
too.
900-year-old named Edward Geddes. He was an Ohio businessman in the chemical soap business. He was a gross old dick with old balls and an old dick. He was so old, he looked like the crypt keeper.
So why did she marry him?
I mean, did he have money? I don't know. He was old as hell.
They didn't say that he had money either.
Oh, he was not handsome. He wasn't like an old silver fox that could just kill it in the sack.
No.
He looks like he was just like Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Well, then we find out that Edward passed in 2001, so they cannot question him about this. But they figure out that Edward was questioned about her missing status in 1998.
And this is so dumb.
I can't even. So she was found in April of 1998, but Edward Mr. Burns Geddes was questioned in October. He said she just went to Mexico and just to visit her family and never returned. What? While her family said she never came to Mexico.
And then he was a huge perv.
Yes. So he says, well, the last day I saw her, she came out of the shower and wrapped herself in a towel, and she did that thing where she put her hair down and she put a towel around her head and twisted it around. And then she put on a bra, and it was my favorite bra. I only remember this because it had, and then he touches his tits.
Right.
And he goes, it had, I don't know, little apples on it or bananas. I mean, it was my favorite bra. And underpants. At least it said underpants.
Gross.
And matching underpants.
Apples and bananas? What is this?
I don't know. If
Fucking
Jamie had to describe
VeggieTales?
my underwear, he would say she has big underwear. And when I say big, I mean giant
Oh my God.
underwear. And I remember it was stained. Gross. Her bras were unattractive, unsightly. I don't know. He would be describing the unsightliness.
Yeah.
But this guy got whatever kind of an old boner describing his dead wife's bra and underwear to the cops and touching his own tits during the interview.
Yep.
So gross. He says, though, there were no problems in the marriage. And then he goes on to describe, and then I just, drove her to the airport, kissed her, never saw her again. And he just quickly goes through that part. The porter got her bags and never saw her again. What? And then they notice that he never does report her missing.
He never did.
Only her family must have. And they must have interviewed him months later saying, what the hell? But Lina had told a friend, if anything ever happens to me, you need to contact my family. She had mentioned Edward was an asshole, super controlling. She wanted to leave him. So then they decide, well, let's get some DNA from Edward. I don't know how they did, but they did. And they used this MVAC, a vacuum, and they vacuumed the shit out of the knots.
They literally just vacuumed.
Which is weird that you're not destroying the DNA, but they didn't. And they got all this new DNA off these knots. And it was all Edward's DNA all over the knots.
Yes.
So they were like, well, he killed her and tied all those knots.
Yes.
So he must have that day, she was found in just her bra with apples on it.
Yes.
Matching panties. So he knew that was what she was in last because he killed her.
Yes.
In that all she had on. So she must have just been getting dressed and pissed him off somehow. And then wraps her up. I mean, did he have great grandkids playing with that mat?
I
Why
don't
did he have
know.
that mat? And then the sleeping bag and plastic.
This is great.
Drives to Utah. Nobody knows because we never will know.
No.
And
no.
But it was him, but there's nothing we can do about it. So it's solved, but they're both deceased. But at least she's identified and her family can, I suppose, move on.
I mean, just so dumb.
Well, hideous. I mean, just awful.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why this couldn't have been solved so long ago.
No.
It just some effort.
They didn't even try.
No, there was no effort.
Nope.
I mean, thank goodness for the people that do that as a hobby and go into that much detail.
Yeah.
And look for that. And I mean, and some police officers are completely overwhelmed with 1,900 cases a day.
Yeah.
So it is thankful, my God, that they try that. But they never even obviously tried this.
I just didn't feel like they tried very hard. They were like,
of her at all.
Dead lady with duct tape face.
I mean, because she had all of that stuff that had to have his DNA all over. I mean, my God.
But then the dumbass was already dead.
Yeah, I know.
And her poor family didn't even...
Had no question, had no answers forever. Oh. Well, that's it. And our book club is coming up, right?
Oh my God, yeah, it is. We're reading...
Them. The space between them.
Between them.
Yep.
I just downloaded it to my Kindle so that I can read it on the plane.
Yeah, I finished it.
And we're going to talk about it on the Tuesday when I get back.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fresh in my mind.
It will be. I've read it. I finished it like several weeks ago.
Okay.
So I got to recap.
We do have next month's picked, and we have
the next month after that
picked.
So I got to get the rest together.
We will.
I'll do that this weekend.
Yes. I will make a Zoom link in our Facebook group. So in order to be in the book club, you have to join our Facebook group. But it's really easy. You just say, hi, can I join? Then we say yes. And we do that at 6:30 Central Standard Time. 7:30. Oh, shit. 7:30 Central Standard Time on Zoom, and everyone's welcome. And we talk about the book for an hour and drink our wine together, but separate.
Yeah.
And then we read on. We'd love to have you. Again, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. We love our listeners. If you like this, please share
and comment and
subscribe,
give a review and share us with your friends.
Review, rate. Yeah. Send
Thank
it
you.
to your friends. And bye.